everyone. It is Dana Sacco, your automation and system specialist, and today we are discussing how to design your workflow for a VIP day in Dubsado. This one has been a little bit sought after. Very exciting to see this one because there is so much. Dubsado has the privilege or the ability to do all of these different triggers, where the other systems that we've discussed, Honeybook, Sweet Dash, they don't have those same triggers. And some of those triggers include watching schedulers, paying attention to what's actually happening, automatically adding them to a different workflow. So in order to set it up in Dubsado, no matter what, you're definitely going to want to actually map this out. This is not something you're going to want to wing. Completely honest, I would never wing this one. This is one of those things that you need to take a look at. I do know that there are different levels to Dubsado now. When I designed this, there weren't really different levels. And you're going to see when we go and take a look at my Dubsado. I don't pay for it at the moment because it's not what I'm using, but I use their test system, which is actually pretty awesome that they allow you to have up to 3 clients before you even pay for it. I mean, that's just, honestly, it's really nice. It kind of lets you get that idea of, is it going to work for you? Checking it out to see how it's working for you. And all of these little things that are in there, yeah, you can do a lot with Dubsado. All right. I've seen people actually use Dubsado pretty much as their landing page. You actually just get sent their folder, or their proposal link, and that walks you through everything, and boom, you're booked. I mean, it's powerful. So it depends, again, on what you want for this type of a system. With a VIP day, if you've watched any of mine before, I'm big into talking to the people beforehand, but Dubsado can actually let you just go ahead and go with it, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at and I threw this one a little bit together this morning of what it would be to actually map it out. So you guys can hear my dog in the background. So in this one, what I'm going to show you, this is actually, if you've been following me a little bit, I absolutely love Lucidchart. All right. I think that it's awesome. I do pay for it because I have a lot of documents in there, but when I started, I did not. So the biggest thing here is, so you have your lead capture, and one of the things that you can actually do, this is, send a scheduler link. This can be different. Now, this one I said send a VIP day scheduler link that says, hey, I'm interested in this, blah, blah, blah. You can start it out with a calendar as well. It really depends on how you want to interact with the client. Once they pick that date, you can actually have Dubsado watch it so that a date is picked, send them the link to the proposal, because usually this is great for people who have a set pricing. If you have set pricing and you do not customize anything, this is very, very, don't talk to people, just move them through the system, get them to pay. They sign the contract. You can see it there. I terminate this workflow at that stage. At that stage, it is no longer, in the welcome workflow, and you can add a couple of different steps in there. So it makes it a little bit fun to play with because you can do it a couple different ways. I mean, you can have a lot of different starting workflows. Once they go through and they have paid and signed the contract, you can automatically trigger another workflow that sends them the welcome email. Attach the questionnaire that you have with it. Start onboarding these people. A question that was asked in a group of, I'm talking high-end business people. I'm not talking about, this is a group that they're at a higher level than, they're looking for clients that are higher level. They're like, for VIP days, how much do I ask them to do for their homework? Guys, I ask a lot. I think that one of them that I did, it's the same thing that we do for any type of CRM setup. It is close to 9 pages long. I'm asking for information. So do not hesitate to make these questionnaires long. That's, do that. Make it long, make it work. You need that information to even continue going with these things, right? You need that information so that you can build this. Why? Because what's going to happen is that once they fill out that questionnaire, that's when I want to schedule a kickoff call. I don't want to schedule it before they filled out that information. Why? Because if I don't have that information, how am I supposed to design it? And I can't figure out what else I need. Now, my kickoff call is usually scheduled for VIP days about 7 days beforehand. It is scheduled 7 days beforehand. So if that questionnaire is not in my hands, I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to tell them, sorry, we need to reschedule. And not everyone likes that, but I'm like, look, I have 7 days to prepare for this. And if I do not have the information in my hand a week beforehand, then how am I supposed to do my job? And with VIP days, it gets very stressful when you're waiting to the last minute to make sure you have everything. For example, once I get their information, I will send them a map such as this, and I start color coding it, that I still need this information. I make sure that I have all the information that we have talked about. And so I still need that information. Well, if I don't have that information, I can't do the VIP day. So I make them reschedule it. And guys, it can be a month later, and that's not my fault. That's because they did not do their homework in a timely fashion. So you can go through and you can see, all right, what happens next after the kickoff call. So you've had that kickoff call, and now you can send them another thing. Then I send an email on the project date that said that morning that says I've started. Said, remember to be available. Mine is by Slack, in case I need you. Because I do ask them to please be prepared. Because I've been stuck in a situation before. See, we get these tips and tricks because we've been there, we've done that. And once we've done that, we're like, oh crap, it's going to happen again. Why? Because it does. And it did. I did a lot of VIP days one summer, and I was like, I'd be sitting there and there was nothing I could do until the client got back to me. Absolutely nothing. So what am I doing? I'm waiting. And if I have to wait 3 hours, that's half of their day. So after a certain amount of time, if they have not responded, and I understand emergencies happen, I have a family, but I need to say there's a pause on this and I will get back to it. You need to get me this information for me to move forward, which again goes back to fill out the damn questionnaire with all the information ahead of time so that I don't. But I've gotten into some of it where one client decided the night before to set up 2-factor authorization. And usually if I'm starting a VIP day, I start really early so that, I started the sun's not up when I'm starting a VIP day. And that's my schedule. Even though I say that my working hours are from 8 until 4, that's not actually my working hours. It means I'll be completed. It lets me take a little bit longer of a lunch. Maybe I'll throw a nap in the middle of the day. You never know. But, at least the work is being done because I'll start at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. But if I don't have this questionnaire filled out, then I don't want this part. Then the email sequence. Then after the project date, you can automatically add them to this part. And what I do there is at the end after the project date, the very next morning, I send we're done. All right. Within the next, however many days I set it up, you'll start receiving videos of how it all works. It is completed. This is what we're doing. So that they know what's happening. Keeping people in the loop is huge, but it also keeps them out of your funnel system. So you know where sections where they are at in your, however you want to call it, whether it's your pipeline, something like that, where they are. This kind of lets you know, okay, well, this one here is this. Now, email reminder, hey, your support's ending, because we offer 30 days of email text support with videos. And so if you haven't asked me any questions, it's ending. So beyond that, you're going to be charged. Not everyone likes that, but I send reminders, final emails asking for a review, offer a coupon for a referral or for another service. I kind of do both of these. If you refer someone to me, I do send a referral fee for that. And then after a certain amount of time, I go ahead and archive the project if I haven't heard from them, and I have it automatically do it. Again, these are some of my favorite triggers within Dubsado, which it's not available with every system. And it kind of keeps it moving without you having to do a damn thing. And for a lot of people, especially if you are a solo entrepreneur, solopreneur, whatever you want to call yourself, this makes a big deal. Most people think, yeah, Dana has a team, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I've only had a team for like 6 months. I had someone helping me out a year ago just to do some admin work for another client because it was overtaking my time. And beyond that, I didn't have people. Now I have people, and it's kind of weird having people. But in order to run a solo business, I preferred to have as much as possible automated. And a lot of my stuff was automated. My follow-up emails, my requests for whatever. It was all automated, so I didn't have to stress about it. It could move them right through. And Dubsado plays this game very, very well, especially for solopreneurs and the smaller teams. And especially, they did not have some of these features when I was setting my VIP days up. But the schedule watching is very big because that helps you guys out with doing the, sending a contract. So let's take a look at the Dubsado and switch over here. So when you get to Dubsado, let me actually switch that over for myself. You get this wonderful thing. Open invoices. You can see this brand has been deactivated. So just to let you know, this is not a working site. You can also notice this because if you look up here in this corner, I have this really, really old logo thingy that I threw together. Who remembers this? This was like 2 years ago. And so it was, very, very basic. Guys, you can kind of see my schedule here. One of the things I really would prefer that they do, I would really, 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 really like it if they would color code this. This drives me nuts with every single type of appointment being the same color. And I don't like that color. So I just don't like it. So, but what you do is you can go down here into templates. And you go down here into workflows. And this is where you're going to take that map that you made and make it happen. And like I said, you're going to have a couple of them, like the pre-day intensive. Now, guys, this is very basic, and you're going to see this is stuff I had pre-built in here, and I would probably go back through and edit a lot. And day intent, send appointment scheduler after the previous action is complete. You can do something else there. You could do whatever. You can let's add an action. And I'm just going to kind of show you this. We're going to, let's see. So you can see their actions here. Pause workflow, hold actions until, send appointment scheduler, start a workflow. These are big. Add a tag. Guys, that's big too. Hey, they're interested in this, but change product status. So this means that you can get them through your pipeline. So there's a lot of things that can actually happen with this. Is it not showing that on the screen? I don't know if it actually is. I'm trying to see if they actually have that showing because it's not showing the window. No, it shows it on that screen. But so if you look at the drop downs, I'm not sure if you guys can see it on your screen because my screen up here, that I'm seeing is frozen. If you guys can let me know if you can see the drop down. Let me see if I can see it over here. So give me 1 second. And my sound's off so I can actually take a look. No, it's not showing the drop down. Well, that's kind of goofy. Let's see if I can change something here. Share screen. It's not sharing the whole screen. I don't know why. Let's share this and you guys can see. Let's see if this shows it. So you can see my mess of stuff. And let me see if it shows. How it looks on the screen to you. It's really weird looking over at my own self on the screen, but it's not showing the drop down. So I'm not really too thrilled about that. All right, well, there's a wonderful drop down that they have. I don't know. Let's go back over to this one because this one shows at least my screen a little bit better. The action, it's going to show you a bunch of different things. It's going to show you, the options here are actually, let me read them off to you since it's not going to show it on the screen. Don't ask me why. Change product status, add a tag, send an email, send a form, create a to-do. You can create a to-do. You can sign it to a user. When it's done, they have a lot of different options in here for you. So let me show you the workflow that I used to have for this. So this was activated as soon as a client signs a contract. As soon as a contract is signed, I want to know. It moves them over here. Sends an email, welcome to your day intensive. Send a form, application login information, send form, this one, send this form, send this form. It could be, you can send whatever type of form, questionnaire, however you want to do it, you go ahead and send it. Then it says 1 day after the contract is signed, 10 days before the project date, 1 day after the project start date, 24 days after it, and 60 days after it. So as you can see in the previous chart, I actually split this up into multiple workflows because before when I set this up, Dubsado did not have this really cool thing of switching you over into another workflow based on where you're at. And when you send them over to a different workflow, you can actually change their status. So then when you're looking at your projects in here, they can actually be here. Jobs, where are they going? Launch intensive, where is it going over here? And you can actually map it out that they are, scheduled. I don't know. Let's make something up. They could be a scheduled intensive, then it could be a after intensive, then it could be, or support or onboarding intensive. You can divide it up however you want to. And Dubsado is awesome for tracking it. The thing is that you have to have all of the workflows and everything in place. And you can go into your forms to find all of this stuff. You can kind of see I have a lot of stuff here. And I want to see that. So I have my contracts over here, and then I have proposals. And they would select the proposal, and then it would automatically go through. And from there, they automatically sign the contract, and you can automate your entire workflow like this one so that you can send them all of this information, get your get your lead capture, send the scheduler link. Hey, you don't even have to talk to them. Here you can watch that. If they decide to be a client, send them the scheduler link with the proposal attached. Once they sign it, start onboarding them and have the system do it for you. The amount of time that this will save you is unbelievable. Can you imagine being able to go ahead and book people? You don't even talk to them. You take it, you schedule it, it's done. Perfect. As a solopreneur, I think that this is an incredible system, especially with all of the functionality that they have put in here. Like if I go back to Dubsado, let me see if I can even see. This is so boring as a proposal. Yeah, I mean, you can do a lot here. This is how I used to do it. I used to have to do it where pick the day that you booked because it didn't have the watching the scheduler thing. But, you can now have a scheduler in here, day intensive. And then it says when I worked. And those are the days that you start. And this is what you actually do with it. You can do advance. It has to be, a certain number of days in advance, 300 hours. Don't ask me. I probably did math at some point. Allowing for one per day. Toggle on to require deposit. Guys, you can now take the deposit right here. I require $750, and you can add all of that up in there. So guys, Dubsado is a really, really good program for solopreneurs. Now, my thing is, if you are not tech savvy, and this is where I want to talk. If you are not tech savvy, this is the only limitations I really see on it. Dubsado, I really strongly suggest you can try to do it yourself. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is kind of what you would want for a VIP day. But if you are not tech savvy, this is not the program I really recommend for a lot of people without hiring someone to help set it up, because I don't find it very intuitive and I don't find it very user-friendly. And that's speaking as a tech person. So what I would do is say, hire someone to do it, maybe watch some training videos on it, whatever. This is probably one of the fewer ones that I will say, yeah, you really should have someone do it for you, because there's a lot of nuances in this whole thing that you can actually make it really, really stand out. And you can pretty much, I would even say to the point that you barely need a website if you have certain services. I know one person, she doesn't have a website. She honestly has her Dubsado proposal set up so it automatically, she sends people that. And then they book, they have questions. If they have questions, they can contact her. All the links and everything are right there on her page, sending them to the correct thing to go ahead and pay. It's genius and it works. And that sort of thing is awesome if you can get it set up like that. If you work from your phone, guys, I work from my phone a lot. Please do not do workflows on Dubsado on your phone. 9 times out of 10, when I have to go in and fix someone's workflow in Dubsado, it's because they tried to work on a mobile device. And so I strongly suggest not trying to work on a mobile device. All right. So guys, if you have any questions about this, if you haven't, here we go. Hit the wrong button. If you guys have any questions about this, I am more than happy to talk to you about Dubsado and finding out which system would work best for you. We have a free thing that kind of gives you a guide of what each one does and what the pluses and minuses are of all of these systems. There's a lot of them. So finding the one that works for you versus putting you into a system that works for whoever is a big step. So go ahead, reach out, go ahead and make a comment. Let me know what you're looking for. If you want that freebie that I have, the little book that shows you all of the different things about systems, and the ones that I discuss are Keep. I discuss Sweet Dash, 17 Hats, Dubsado, and Honeybug. The 5 most common ones that I see in in my realm of my ideal clients, these are the ones that we usually work with. And it's funny because right now I think that we have a client in every single one of them, so it's kind of weird. That doesn't happen very often. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you all again later. Have a great day.